Previously on Part 1, The Hidden Truth. Kelvin's life was turned upside down when he lost his job and struggled to pay the rent. But that was only the beginning. He discovered a shocking secret: his wife Amina owned the house they thought they were renting. As the truth unraveled, Kelvin's trust was shattered, and their marriage hung in the balance. Amina's past, once a mystery, began to reveal its secrets, exposing a complex web of debts, disputes, and emotional scars. Now, join us as we continue the story of Kelvin and Amina, and uncover more secrets, lies, and revelations that will change their lives forever. Kelvin's investigations uncover more about Amina's past. Her uncle had been a strict and abusive guardian, leaving her with deep emotional wounds. Owning the house became both her safety net and her burden, as it symbolized freedom from her painful past. Kelvin begins to view her secrecy in a new light but still struggles with forgiveness. Amina chooses to focus on their future instead of engaging in constant arguments. She begins making changes to the house, repainting and fixing broken parts, symbolizing her desire to rebuild their life. Kelvin observes her efforts but feels too conflicted to join in. One of Amina's distant relatives visits, adding another layer to the story. The relative reveals that the house had been a subject of contention within the family, and Amina had to fight hard to secure her rightful inheritance. Kelvin starts to see her strength in a new light. Kelvin seeks legal advice to understand the implications of Amina's ownership. The lawyer advises him to focus on reconciliation, as Amina's ownership is airtight. This advice forces Kelvin to confront whether his pride is worth losing their marriage. The community begins taking sides in the couple's dispute. Some neighbors show support for Amina, while others sympathize with Kelvin. Their home becomes a focal point of gossip, creating even more tension between them. Amina makes the first move toward reconciliation by preparing a special dinner for Kelvin. She openly apologizes for her secrecy, acknowledging the hurt it caused. Kelvin softens slightly but admits that healing will take time. Kelvin takes a long walk through the neighborhood, reflecting on his life and Amina's decisions. He begins to question his own pride and whether his anger is rooted in genuine betrayal or his bruised ego. Kelvin stumbles upon Amina's journal, where she wrote about her struggles, fears, and dreams. Reading her thoughts helps him understand her better, and he starts to empathize with her choices, though the pain of betrayal lingers. Kelvin's family invites Amina over for a conversation. She shares her story, revealing the emotional toll of her upbringing. While some family members remain skeptical, others begin to appreciate her resilience and the sacrifices she made. Kelvin decides to meet Amina halfway by joining her in the renovations. Working together on the house sparks small moments of connection, reminding them of the bond they once shared. Though not fully healed, Kelvin begins to feel a glimmer of hope for their marriage. Kelvin and Amina sit down for an open conversation. Kelvin admits how much her secrecy hurt him, and Amina explains her fear of losing his respect if he knew the truth earlier. Their conversation, though emotional, marks a turning point as they begin rebuilding trust. To address the gossip surrounding their situation, Amina invites some of the neighbors for a small gathering. She shares her story, earning sympathy from some and silent judgment from others. The meeting helps clear the air but also deepens the couple's resolve to focus on themselves. Amina reveals to Kelvin her dream of turning the house into something greater, a safe haven for women facing struggles like hers. Kelvin begins to see her vision and realizes that her secret was driven by more than fear, it was tied to a purpose larger than herself. Kelvin finally lands a temporary job as a logistics coordinator. While it's not as prestigious as his previous position, it gives him a sense of direction. The small victory boosts his confidence and helps ease the tension in their home. Kelvin discovers an old letter Amina wrote to him years ago but never gave him. In it, she expressed her fears about their future and her struggle with trust. The letter helps him see her vulnerability and begins to soften his heart further. The couple takes a day off from their problems to focus on themselves. They go to the local market, cook together, and reminisce about the early days of their relationship. The shared laughter brings a sense of normalcy and sparks a glimmer of their former bond. Amina's dream of turning the house into a safe haven begins to take shape when she partners with a local women's organization. She shares her vision with Kelvin, and he surprises her by offering to help with logistics and planning. Kelvin's insecurities resurface when a neighbor suggests he was blind not to notice the truth about the house. Though Amina reassures him, he struggles with feelings of inadequacy and questions his role in their marriage. To celebrate their renewed partnership and the first steps toward Amina's vision, the couple organizes a housewarming event. The gathering is small but meaningful, symbolizing a new chapter in their journey together. During the housewarming, a few outspoken neighbors challenge Kelvin and Amina, questioning their choices and relationship. The couple stands united for the first time in months, defending their decisions and showing the community they are stronger together. Kelvin suggests using part of the house as a rental unit to generate extra income. Amina agrees, and they begin planning the renovation together. The project gives them a shared goal and brings them closer as they work side by side. The couple secures their first tenant, a young woman escaping an abusive relationship. Amina's dream begins to take shape, and Kelvin, seeing the impact of her vision, feels a renewed sense of pride in his wife. Kelvin receives good news when his temporary job becomes permanent, with a promotion to supervisor. This achievement boosts his confidence and allows him to contribute more financially, relieving some of the tension in their household. Amina partners with local artisans to expand her project, offering training to women in the community. Kelvin pitches in by helping organize workshops, feeling more aligned with Amina's goals than ever before. One of the neighbors who had harshly judged Amina visits to apologize. She admits that her assumptions were unfair and offers her support for Amina's initiative. The gesture helps mend some of the tension within the neighborhood. Kelvin's family invites Amina and Kelvin for a meeting to apologize for their harsh words during the earlier fallout. Amina accepts their apology, and the couple works to rebuild their relationship with Kelvin's relatives. A representative from a local NGO visits Amina's project and offers funding to help expand her initiative. The grant allows them to renovate the house further and provide more space for women in need, solidifying Amina's dream. Kelvin considers leaving his new job to work full-time with Amina's project. Though hesitant at first, Amina encourages him, and they begin mapping out how they can grow the initiative together. With their partnership stronger than ever, Kelvin and Amina plan a private ceremony to renew their vows. They invite only close family and friends, celebrating their resilience and the new chapter of their lives. The couple officially launches their project, naming it the House of Hope. The first group of women graduates from their training program, and the neighborhood begins to see Kelvin and Amina as a source of inspiration. The House of Hope begins to gain recognition across the community. Women who benefited from Amina and Kelvin's program start spreading the word, inspiring others to seek support. The couple realizes they are building something bigger than they ever imagined. A local businessman accuses Amina of undermining his influence by empowering women. His public criticism brings unwanted attention to the project. Kelvin and Amina must navigate this challenge while staying true to their mission. Amina organizes a community forum to address the businessman's claims. Women from the program share their success stories, winning over skeptics. Kelvin's speech about teamwork and resilience earns applause, strengthening their reputation. A philanthropist, impressed by the forum's success, offers to sponsor their initiative to expand it into nearby towns. While thrilled, Amina and Kelvin grapple with the challenges of managing a larger operation. The expansion brings logistical and financial hurdles. Kelvin finds himself stretched thin, while Amina struggles to maintain the personal touch that made their project unique. Tensions arise, testing their newfound partnership. An old friend visits Amina and reminds her of the passion that drove her to start the project. She shares this with Kelvin, and the couple realizes they need to refocus on their values to overcome the challenges. Amina reconnects with a long-lost cousin who volunteers to help manage the project. The reunion is bittersweet as it forces Amina to confront unresolved pain from her childhood, but Kelvin's support helps her heal. Kelvin takes on a leadership position in the expansion, proving his worth not just as Amina's partner but as an equal contributor to their shared dream. The couple's bond deepens as they celebrate small victories together. With the House of Hope flourishing, the neighborhood begins to change. Women start businesses, children receive better education, and the community starts to thrive. Amina and Kelvin are celebrated as catalysts for the transformation. A national newspaper features Kelvin and Amina's story, calling it a testament to resilience, partnership, and hope. As they read the article together, they reflect on their journey, from secrecy and betrayal to forgiveness and unity. The House of Hope had become a beacon of light, but a shadow from Amina's past was looming, ready to shake the foundations of their happiness.